What's up out there, guys, and welcome to the Journey to a Million podcast. So this podcast is about, finance, investing, side hustles, all that fun stuff. And lately I've been experimenting with Amazon FBA, and I wanted to talk about that experience because I think kind of the message that's out there is you get on Amazon, you start selling stuff, and you just start raking in the cash. It's just the money rains down and it's just like such a good time, basically. So I wanted to kind of share my experience and see if that will kind of open it up to actually seeing what, actually goes into it and what you can expect. So hopefully this is helpful to some people out there. If it is, please press the like button at the end of the video, or now it's up to you. So basically I started in June and I've purchased about $872 I've counted worth of inventory. All right. So if you go on Amazon and you see basically what the price of something is, most likely they're going to take anywhere from 30 to 40% of what you sell it for away from you. So usually what things tend to be, I've figured out, is whatever the lowest price people can get it for, they're going to have that markup of 30%. And then from there, or 30 to 40%, whatever Amazon is charging. And then from there, you basically you'll usually have about $2 to $3 left if you're lucky. And that doesn't sound great, right? So it just kind of depends on the item. If you're selling high dollar stuff like $1,000, that percentage could be a lot higher, like 20 to 30 bucks or 40, 50, something like that. And if you can make $5 per item, you're usually in a pretty good spot. But I think there's a lot more to it than that. So that's kind of why I wanted to make this video. So what I've actually been doing is retail arbitrage. I know that you can make more money with private label. I'm not experienced enough to have success with that yet, because you do have to be able to drive traffic to your listing, pay for sponsored ads, stuff like that. And that's going to cut into your profits. And I'm not sure where my items would be out of that. I do have items that I sell on Etsy that I know that you can get similar things on Amazon. And I know the profit margins on Amazon, if I was selling them there, would basically be 20 to 30% total of what I was getting on Etsy. So that's why I prefer Etsy, at least at this point. So I could try to do something on Amazon in the future with those. But at least right now, it's something that I haven't done yet. So basically what I've been doing is going into a retail location and finding like kind of a niche type of brand that I've been selling on Amazon. And because of that, I've been able to generate, I think about 800. Let me look at my total Amazon sales real quick. And so for like this whole year since I've started, my total sales are $911. All right. So I think I checked the other day and it was $870. I'll put in a screenshot of that here on the video so you guys can see. And it's been slowing down kind of lately because what I'm running into is kind of running out of inventory a little bit. And then I think the biggest thing that I wanted to shed light on is kind of the cash flow of Amazon. I think that's been the most difficult part because the first time I went to buy something, I put in about, $500 worth of inventory. Some of the inventory that I bought, I shouldn't have bought. I should have bought a little more test type thing to start with, because some of it I bought and I thought I'd be able to sell, but then I actually had to get approved for those listings. And then, I just haven't been able to get approved for those, and I haven't gone through that whole process yet because I'm basically just trying to sell the things that I know I can sell to start with, test those out, and everything has sold that I've been able to sell, and I've sold out of everything except for one item. So that's been successful. And then basically from there, what I've had to figure out is where the numbers go. So basically you're paying for your cost of the item. Then you have to consider tax as well. If you get really into it, you can get a tax exemption, which I actually have that, but I'm not buying wholesale, I'm buying retail. So I can't avoid the taxes right there. If you're buying from a distributor for specific items, you can probably avoid taxes. So that's like an 8% add to your bonus or whatever your taxes are locally. And then, so basically from there, so you're adding your item costs plus your taxes if you pay taxes. And then you have to also pay shipping to get the items to Amazon. So usually the rates aren't that bad that I've noticed. If I ship a box that's probably, 20 by 20 or 20 by 16, something like that, I can pretty much load that up with anywhere from 10 to 20 to 30 items, depending on the type of item. And that costs about $5 to ship to Amazon, maybe $5 to $8 at the most. And so basically that's not that bad considering I think if I walked into UPS and shipped it myself, that would probably cost me like $10 to $20 to ship. So your cost per item to ship it into Amazon is going to be anywhere, whatever that number is, divided by 5 to 8. So usually about, maybe, let's see, like 40 to 50 cents per item maybe to ship it in, which is not bad. But then you have to consider the other fees. So it's like you have your labeling, you have your barcoding, and then labeling barcode is the same thing, I think, and then polybagging. So if you want Amazon to polybag your items for you, that's going to cost like another 70 cents per item. And then, basically if you want them to label your stuff for you, that's another 50 cents. So that adds another $1.20. So like on a $10 item, you're probably paying 80 cents in tax plus like another $2 in fees. So that puts your total cost, let's see, almost $13 or so. So if you sell that item for $24, Amazon's going to be taking probably anywhere from $12 to $13, and so you're basically breaking even pretty much at that point. So it's really about optimizing those little things. I think somebody with more Amazon experience is probably better at those things than I am. So I kind of need a little more cushion at this point. And so as you can see, like basically what I figured out is that, okay, so I've sold enough dollars revenue wise to kind of counteract all the money that I've spent on products. However, if you're an Amazon customer, they're pretty lenient with returns. Luckily, I've only had one return so far on all my items. But what Amazon does because of that is they keep your money for a longer period of time because there's an account level reserve. Okay. And that's one thing I don't think many people talk about with Amazon FBA is that account level reserve is going to be held for at least a week or two, maybe 3 or 4. I'm not sure exactly how long. But basically that ties up a lot of your money. And so basically, out of all that $800 or $900 worth of revenue that I've generated, I've only gotten 2 payouts in 2 months, and they've been about $90 something and $80 something. So I've gotten about $175 or so in back just from my sales. So that 175, I've used 130 of that to buy more merchandise. And so that kind of brings me to this conundrum where I'm like, what is the long-term plan for Amazon? Do I need to actually be making money? I'm sure you should be making money, obviously. But at the same time, like, I think it's just about getting it going and getting more reputation at this point. But I'm used to Etsy where, Etsy, you sell something, you get your money the next day, you cash it out. You get your money when you want it. You can do that on Amazon too. But Etsy, it's like if customer pays you the next day, it's available for you. And if they return it, you can give them their money back, I prefer that a lot better. I think you have a lot more autonomy, less fees on Etsy, but the big thing is less traffic. So it's like, do you think you would rather sell something and make $2 and then 10 people buy it, so your total profit is $20? Or would you rather sell 2 pairs, make $10 each, and then have a lot less inventory to manage? So it's all about traffic. I think that's traffic marketing is the biggest thing. So if you can get that to that point where you have like your own domain, Shopify, whatever it is, and you can drive traffic to that, and your cost per traffic is getting you about the same sales as Amazon, but your profits are higher. Hopefully that made sense the way I explained it. It's like if you get the same amount of traffic to get the same amount of sales as Amazon, but your profits are higher, it's better to do it via Shopify or another site like that. So, but that's a difficult thing with ads. So basically, I'm basically trying to churn this Amazon store and just see where it goes, but I don't want to keep pouring in money to buy more and more products. I figured out that, like we talked about, some products I was buying for $11 add the taxes, labeling fees, shipping and all that, then I'm selling them and they're taking out enough fees where I'm basically breaking even or at a small loss on the product. And that's not worth it, to me. So I'm trying to I have basically 3 winning products right now. And unfortunately, I think one was just discontinued. So that takes out one of them. And I've basically through that process figured out that I actually have a couple more if I can make those work. But I'm just waiting till I get more funds, because my next payout is probably scheduled for sometime in August here. Today is August 17th, 2022. So basically what I'm waiting on is that next payout, and from there I'll buy more product. So I don't really know the long-term plan for this. I'm just trying to experiment and see. But I think that this video, I really just wanted to make it because I wanted to show people, as far as Amazon, even if you sell $10,000 worth of products, you might get like 1,500 of that back to 2,000, and then you probably have to buy more product after that. So it's a volume game, very low margins, and you just have to have a long-term plan, because maybe one day I could sell my Amazon store if it ever gets to that point where I'm selling 10 to 20 units a day. I don't think that's that crazy to do, honestly. If I get to the point where it's churning and I'm just using the money that I'm getting to keep like reinvesting, and someone else wants to take that over, potentially I could sell that in the future. But I'm really not even sure what I would get for that. And it seems easily replicable. I'm not sure what the word is on that one, but yeah, it just seems easily repeatable for someone else to do it. So I don't really see why someone would put in a lot of value for that. So my personal thing right now, I'm probably going to still keep on going with the Amazon, and whatever funds that I get back, I'm just going to reinvest those to keep growing the store and see where it goes in the future. But my main focus is going to be on the investing, on the Etsy, and then creating my own brand. And I need to actually do a video on that, because that's been kind of what I'm looking for long-term with this company. So, but yeah, so that's where we're at. I need to do a lot of videos. What I'm trying to do now is carve out time in the mornings to actually take time to do these. Because you got to record the video, you got to edit it, and then that takes time. You got to upload it. That takes a little time. So like I said, if you enjoyed this video and found value in it, please hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, that's even better too. I try to make videos pretty frequently. Actually, when I say pretty frequently, I mean I used to try to do once a week, but I really need to step it up on that. I'm trying to get a lot of content out there, and if I would take 1 to 2 months between videos, it's going to be a really slow growth for my channel. But what this channel is about, if you haven't watched it before, is just 2-3 years ago, I was $25,000 in debt, and then through the process of becoming financially literate, having a side hustle, and getting into a new career that incentivizes me to perform, I've been able to pay off all that debt, plus add a lot of savings as well, more than I ever thought possible a few years ago. So it's been really great. And what I'm trying to do is make a channel to show what I've done to do that. And so that other people don't have that sense. I'm sure debt is a big problem for a lot of people in the world. And I think if you set yourself up with specific things where you can incentivize yourself, have a side hustle, eventually in 1 to 2, 3 years, like you're going to be able to get yourself out of that debt. And so that's my whole goal with this channel, is to kind of help people become financially literate, understand what finance and investing and side hustling is all about, and then hopefully help some people along the way. So my goal is to become a millionaire by the age of 43. I'm currently 35, and I've got about 8 years left. And I think that's a very realistic goal. These are the things that I'm doing to get there. My only problem is sometimes I try to do too many things, and it's better to just consolidate and focus on all your effort on one thing. Like John Lee Dumas says, follow one course until success, focus. But yeah, so that's it for the video today. If you found this valuable, hit the like and subscribe button, and have a good one.